Hello, everyone. This is Victoria. I'm back with the Unit 2 discussion board, and I'm going to be talking about the impact of war, World War One especially, on the art movement during that period. I believe they can be separated into three categories: the who, the how, and the what. The who being the artists that were around during that period. They who they collaborated with before the war kind of separated them. So in like Dear Blue Ritar's case, during the Expressionism movement, he was the head of a group of artists from different countries. But when the war happened, they were drafted and they found themselves fighting on opposite sides. Though there were special cases like Marc Chagall's, a Russian French Jewish painter, who would go on to inspire German artists even after World War One had ended. Then you have kind of the what, and that would be the different techniques that came out during the War One. Photography was very popular during the war, since it was easy to capture the true moment of time and display it for others to see, to see exactly what the artist wanted them to see. And photography developed greatly during this time period, and it's in a short time period. It You had pictorialism start out the early photography and mimic artist methods to get accepted to the art community, for that traditional kind of feel of art. But straight photography that came out later was wanted a true depiction of what the artist saw, like I mentioned before. Um, they used photography to showcase the concepts of chaos, strife, and the human involvement instead of the aesthetic beauty the art world was accustomed to seeing. You had art movements like Dada, who aimed to use the art to put a stop to the war. And this, which comes to my what, is like what was considered art now is not the traditional style of art. It is the real, what is actually happening, not the scenes of your picture perfect snow scenes of a country road or a city, but your what's actually happening in the war, what is what what has happened in life, and how chaotic the world could actually be. So you had groups like Dada, like I said, who wanted to put a stop to the war, and their group was highly against roles of leadership and traditional art modes, working closely with surrealism style to create their own method that could be described as childish in nature or rejection of modern society. They would take photographs of toilets, the people holding signs with messages on them. Anything and everything could be considered art at this point in time, regardless if it was aesthetically pleasing or if it was tragic. So that's pretty much what I thought was the three most important things of the impact of the World War One onto the art movement of that time period. And I want to leave you with these two questions. One, in a time period without the internet, reliable phone lines, or quick means of travel, why did art continue to thrive in World War One era? And two, photography, Dada, surrealism, and many other movements work closely together to point out where to the point where they even partnered on art pieces and shared many artists. So why were they not considered one movement, with multiple techniques instead of art movements with that kind of shared techniques. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, and have a nice day.